Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today we are here on the sunny shores of Lake Erie for Game 2 out of 3 between the Cubs and Tigers in Detroit. The Cubs took Game 1 in a 12-2 decision and are now facing off with the Tigers in Game 2. We see that the suspension of Anthony Rizzo in yesterday's game is creating a hole in the Cubs lineup today. This is going to require a few adjustments. Danny Santana is going to be playing first base. And, pardon me, Anthony Rizzo, who has been suspended for 4 games, is going to, in fact, be on the bench. Bryce Harper is going to move up and bat third. Santana, with his recent successes, is going to go ahead and bat fifth. And we are going to bring in Thairo Estrada, who is going to be doing the DH duties and batting ninth today. The Cubs are sending Lance McCullers out to the mound for start number 9. He has a 2.81 ERA, a 1.35 WHIP, a 6-1 record on the season. He will be opposed by the Tigers' Matt Manning, who is also making start number 9 with a 4-0 record, a 2.29 ERA, and a 0.94 WHIP. The Cubs lineup today will be Hoerner, Correa, Harper, Springer, Santana, Paradas, Tauchman, Amaya, and Estrada batting ninth. The Tigers lineup will be Cameron, Castro, Cruz, Frazier, Dietrich, Candelario, Goodwin, Culberson, and the catcher Jake Rogers batting ninth. It is 62 degrees, wind blowing in from right at 9 mph, and it is time to get this game underway. As we see Nico Hoerner coming up to the plate to lead off for the Cubs. He is being opposed by Matt Manning of the Tigers. The Cubs are coming into today's game first place in the National League Central, 4 games up on the Cardinals and 5 games up on the third place Reds. Manning now on the mound. He is looking for the sign, and I believe he is going to deliver a pitch. Here it comes. And there's a liner right up the middle. Man, Manning just about got his head taken off by that line drive. That is a single into center for Nico Hoerner to lead off the ballgame. Carlos Correa now the batter with nobody out, 1 man on. Correa waiting for the 2-2 pitch. And here it comes. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. That pitch was down, a nice sinking fastball. And that was out number 1, bringing up Bryce Harper with 1 out, 1 man on. Manning with the 1-1 pitch, and it gets away. That skips all the way to the backstop, and that is going to allow Hoerner to advance to second. Harper now waiting for the full count pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. He chased a high fastball that was up around his eyes, and that is the second out of the inning. Manning has his second strikeout, which brings up George Springer. With 2 outs and 1 man on, tie ball game, 1-2 count, and Springer swings and misses for strike 3. So the Cubs strand a runner. We go to the bottom of the first of a scoreless ball game. McCullers now on the mound to face Daz Cameron leading off for the Tigers in the bottom of the first inning. A 1-strike count. McCullers looking for the sign, and he is delivering the pitch. And there's a liner up the middle for another base hit. Man, single to center seems to be the way to go in this ball game. So stopping at first is the runner, and it brings up Willie Castro. Nobody out, 1 man on. McCullers working with a 2-strike count. And there is strike 3 called. Letter high fastball, and he got him right looking for out number 1. So with 1 out, 1 man on, Cruz now the batter for the Tigers. Here's the first pitch to Nelson Cruz, and it's popped up in foul territory. Chasing is the catcher, Miguel Amaya. He makes the catch for the second out of the inning. McCullers now working to Clint Frazier with 2 outs and 1 man on. Here is the 1-2 pitch, and he hits him right in the shoulder. So after yesterday's antics, that was a really poor decision on the part of McCullers. I don't know how much patience that the umpires are going to have for hit batsmen today. Derek Dietrich's now the batter with 2 outs and 2 men on. McCullers working with a 1-strike count. And that gets away. It's a wild pitch. The runners are going to advance to second and third. And now Amaya coming out to talk to McCullers and try to calm him down a little bit. Dietrich, with the go-ahead run 90 feet away, batting with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's a full count pitch. McCullers delivers. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. He got him on the curveball to end the inning. And now we go to the top of the second. It's Tigers strand 2. We are still in a scoreless ball game. Danny Santana batting for the Cubs. He's up to 5 home runs on the season now, batting .227. He is leading off against Matt Manning here in the top of the second inning. Here's the first pitch, and Santana hits it on the ground towards second. The throw goes over to first, and that is out number 1. Next up, Isaac Paradas with 1 out, nobody on. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Paradas. Manning delivers. There's a pop-up, straightaway center field. Looks like there's going to be room. The center fielder makes the catch short of the warning track for out number 2. Tauschman now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Manning working with a 1-2 count. Here is the pitch to Mike Tauschman. And he swings and misses for strike 3. That will end the inning. So the Cubs go down in order. We go down to the bottom of the second of a scoreless ball game. Jeimer Candelario is the next batter for the Tigers. He's leading off in the bottom of the second. 2-2 count. McCullers delivers. There's a drive to center field. Springer on the move. He looks up and he makes the catch for out number 1. Goodwin now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 2-2 pitch. McCullers delivers. And a drive down the left field line. That one looks like trouble. That is going to clear the fence and be a solo home run here in the bottom of the second inning. He got that one just into the first row of seats beyond the bullpen down the left field line. 1-0 Tigers here in the bottom of the second inning. Culberson now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 2-ball count and the pitch from McCullers. And that's a grounder up the middle. Correa has it. He throws over to first and that will end the inning. So McCullers gives up. Oh, I'm sorry. The Tigers still have 1 more out. I guess I was a little premature in that prediction. So now Rogers is the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. McCullers working with a 2-2 count. Here it comes. And the grounder goes to short again. Correa has it. He throws over to first and that will end the inning. So I was just 1 ground ball ahead of myself. We go to the top of the third. Now the Tigers are up by 1. Miguel Amaya leading off for the Cubs in the top of the third inning. Here's a 1-ball count and the pitch to Amaya, and there's a pop-up deep center field going back toward the warning track, and the catch is made for out number 1. Estrada now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Manning working with a 1-ball count, and Estrada grounds it to short. Picked up and thrown over to first, and 6-3 is the putout for number 2. Horner now the batter. He has the Cubs' lone hit in this ball game. He steps up against Manning with 2 outs and a 1-ball count. And he grounds it over to first. First baseman has it, flips to the pitcher covering, and that will end the inning. So the Cubs go down in order again. We go to the bottom of the third of a 1-0 ball game. Daz Cameron leading off for the Tigers here in the bottom of the third. Here's a 2-strike count. And McCullers with the pitch, and he hits him. That's another hit by pitch, and the umpires are issuing warnings to everybody now. So the runner goes down to first. McCullers now facing Castro. Here in the bottom of the third, runner on first, nobody out. Here's the 1-strike count, and a liner into center field. That's going to drop in for base hit. Springer plays it on a hop. He throws the cutoff man as the runners stop at first and second. So now, with nobody out, 2 men on, Nelson Cruz is the batter. He comes up here in the bottom of the third inning, and the Tigers already up by 1. Here's a 2-strike count, and the pitch from McCullers. There's a liner and a diving play by the second baseman, Horner. He just saved a base hit, probably a run right there. The runners dive back to their bases to avoid being doubled off. So with 1 out now, 2 men on, Clint Frazier is the batter. Bottom of the third inning. 3-1 is the count, and that is way inside. It is ball 4. So McCullers issues the walk, which loads the bases and brings up Derek Dietrich, who is in fact leading the Tigers in home runs this season. McCullers facing Dietrich, really needing a ground ball double play right here. Here comes the first pitch from McCullers, and a pop-up to straightaway center field. This is going to be plenty deep. Springer making the catch. The throw comes home, the runner comes home, and the runner, oh, and he is out at home. McCullers gets bailed out by the fly ball double play as Springer rifles a shot home to throw out the runner attempting to tag up and score. So the Tigers strand 2. We go to the top of the 4th, still 1-0 here in Detroit. Correa facing Manning to lead off for the Cubs in the top of the 4th inning. 3-0 count. Correa takes inside for ball 4. So that is going to be a leadoff walk for Carlos Correa. It brings up Bryce Harper. Nobody out, 1 man on. Bryce Harper still looking for his first home run of the season. Here's a full count pitch. And Harper takes inside for ball 4. So Manning suddenly and uncharacteristically has lost command of the strike zone. The Cubs now have first and second with nobody out, and George Springer is the next batter. Top of the 4th inning, Cubs down by 1. Springer waiting for the 2-2 pitch. There's a grounder over to first. The throw goes to second. The relay back to first, and Springer, speeding down the line, actually beats it out to break up the double play. So the fielder's choice retires the runner at second. The Cubs now have runners on the corners with 1 out, and Danny Santana is the batter. He is 0 for 1 today. Facing Manning from the left side with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Tying run 90 feet away. Here is the first pitch, and Santana pops it up to center field. Coming in is the center fielder, Cameron. He makes the catch. The runner comes home, and the throw goes to the cutoff man. So the tying run scores as Danny Santana is credited with an RBI sacrifice fly. And we are now tied up at 1. Isaac Paradas is the next batter with 2 outs and the runner on third. Top of the 4th inning, Manning with a 1-strike count. And he drives it into center field. That might be over the center fielder's head. It goes all the way to the wall. Paradas with an extra base hit. He stops at second with a double. The lead runner stops at third. And so the Cubs now have second and third with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. And now, coming up to the plate is Mike Tauchman. Chance to give the Cubs the lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Paradas just recorded the Cubs' second base hit of this ballgame. Tauchman now facing Manning. First pitch, and there's a grounder over to first. The first baseman has it. He steps on the base, which ends the inning. So the Cubs score 1. They leave 2. We are all tied up at 1 going in the bottom of the 4th inning. McCullers now facing Candelario here in the bottom of the 4th, leading off for the Tigers. 1-strike count. McCullers delivers the pitch, and there's a liner up the middle. The shortstop plays it on a hop, throws over to first, and that is out number 1. Goodwin now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Goodwin hit the solo home run, which puts the Tigers ahead in the 2nd inning. Here's a full count pitch from McCullers. And there's a pop-up on the infield. Horner going over. He calls off Santana at first and makes the play for out number 2. Culberson now the batter with 2 outs, nobody on. Here is the first pitch to Charlie Culberson. And there's a liner up the middle. That is going to be a base hit. So a 2-out single for Culberson puts the go-ahead run on base for the Tigers. And now the catcher, Rogers, is the batter with 2 outs and 1 man on. McCullers working with a 2-2 count. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him to chase the high heat right there. So the Tigers strand a runner. We go to the top of the 5th, still tied up at 1. Manning now facing Miguel Amaya here in the top of the 5th inning. Amaya waiting for the 3-0 pitch, and that is outside for ball 4. So Miguel Amaya draws the walk. He heads down to first. It brings up Thairo Estrada. With nobody out, 1 man on. Estrada facing Manning here in the top of the 5th inning. Here is the 1-2 count, and Estrada swings and misses for strike 3. That was a curve that bent down and in on him, and he swung right over it. So Nico Hoerner now the batter. With 1 out, 1 man on. Hoerner facing Manning with a runner on first. Here is the 2-1 pitch, and Hoerner drives it down the right field line. That is going to be playable. The right fielder makes the catch for out number 2. Porter gave that one a nice long ride, but it was into the wind, and that knocked it down enough to allow the right fielder to make the play. Carlos Correa now the batter, with 2 outs and 1 man on. Manning working, trying to get out of the 5th inning. Here's a 2-strike count, and that is popped up in short right field. Second baseman goes out, and he makes the play to end the inning. So the Cubs strand a runner. They do not score. We go to the bottom of the 5th of a 1-1 ball game. McCullers now facing Cameron here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's a 1-2 count. McCullers delivers the pitch. There is strike 3 called. Man, that looked like it was right down the middle. And McCullers fooled him for the strikeout. That is McCullers' 4th of this ball game. Next up is Castro with 1 out, nobody on. Here's the 1-strike count and the pitch. Grounder over to first. Santana has it. He steps on the base, and that is out number 2. Now coming up is Nelson Cruz with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the 2-strike count and the pitch from McCullers, and swing and a miss for strike 3. McCullers strikes him out swinging, and that ends the inning. The Tigers go down in order. We go to the top of the 6th of a 1-1 ball game. Bryce Harper now batting for the Cubs. He is 0 for 1 today. Facing Manning in the top of the 6th inning. Here's a 3-1 count. Manning delivers the pitch. Low and away for ball 4. Bryce Harper draws the walk. So as he heads down to first, it brings up George Springer. With nobody out, 1 man on, Springer is facing Manning. He is 0 for 2 today. Here's a 1-2 count, and Springer swings and misses for strike 3. So that is the first out of the inning, and it brings up Danny Santana. With 1 out, 1 man on, here in the top of the 6th inning, Santana waiting for the 3-1 pitch. And here it comes. And there's a drive into the gap in right center field. Man, he went up and got that one. Santana chasing all the way to the wall. The runner is going to come home to score. Santana will have an RBI. No, he stopped at third. He got the stop sign from the third base coach. It looked like he took the turn there and headed home, but he did not. So now Isaac Paradas is the batter. With runners on second and third and 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Paradas is 1 for 2 today off of Manning. So, because there is no force at home, this is actually an excellent opportunity to execute the squeeze play. Harper on third, he is above average speed and good stealing and base running. So we're going to go ahead and put on the squeeze bunt and try to bring this run home. Paradas now laying down the bunt, back toward the mound. The throw comes home. Man, he bunted it too hard. So Paradas bunts into an out. The runner is thrown out at home. There are now runners on the corners and 2 outs. And Mike Tauschman, the batter, top of the 6th inning. Manning facing Tauschman with a full count. Here's the pitch. And a pop-up on the infield. Coming over to make the play is the third baseman, and he grabs it to end the inning. So the Cubs strand 2. They do not score. We go to the bottom of the 6th of a 1-1 ball game. Frazier now facing McCullers here in the bottom of the 6th inning, leading off for the Tigers. Here's the 1-ball count and the pitch from McCullers. And a drive down the left field line. That's going to be played on the hop by the left fielder. Excuse me. So that's a leadoff single for the Tigers. And now Dietrich is the batter. With nobody out, 1 man on. McCullers working with a 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch to Derek Dietrich. And he hits him. Man, McCullers has just been all over the place today. That's the 5th time Dietrich has been hit this season. And now we're going to have to warm up a reliever. So if we have to bring somebody in, it's going to be in the 6th inning. Pardon me. We're going to warm up Birdie. If we need to try to get out of a jam here in the 6th inning, he's going to be the guy. We're going to visit the mound. McCullers says I'm good. He's only thrown 80 pitches. But he's hit 3 batters and walked 1. And just seems like he's been working in and out of jams most of the game. So Candelario now facing McCullers with nobody out, 2 men on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's a 2-2 count. And there's a drive into right field over the first baseman's head. That's going to drive in a run. The throw comes home. However, the Tigers hold the runner at third. Wow. So I thought for sure they were going to try to score the run there. However, the right fielder, Tauschman, got the ball back in quickly, and he was able to get the Tigers to stop the runner at third. So now Goodwin is the batter. McCullers working with the bases loaded, nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. A double play would seem to be the order of the day if McCullers can pull it off, or a strikeout, either one. So here is the 3-0 count. McCullers with the pitch. And there's a pop-up, short left field. Going back is Correa. Infield fly is called, and the catch is made for out number 1. Culberson now the batter. McCullers with 1 out and the bases loaded. And Birdie is ready in the bullpen. McCullers is at 89 pitches. This is going to be the end of the day for McCullers because he went to a 3-0 count. He got very lucky to get out of that last at bat. So we're going to go ahead and bring Birdie into the game to pitch here in the 6th inning. He is going to face Culberson with 1 out, nobody on, or bases loaded, here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Birdie has thrown 14 innings, walked 7, struck out 16 with an ERA of 1.29. Birdie now is going to work with a 1-strike count. Culberson waiting for the pitch. And there's a pop-up, again on the infield. The shortstop Correa comes over. He calls off Paradas at third and makes the catch for out number 2. And now Birdie is facing the number 9 hitter Rogers with 2 outs and the bases still loaded. Birdie working with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. And strike 3 is called right at the knees. Birdie makes the pitch and makes it count. So the strikeout ends the inning. The Tigers leave the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 7th, still tied up at 1. Miguel Amaya leading off against Matt Manning here in the top of the 7th inning. And we're going to go ahead and warm up Liam Hendriks. Is that who's going to be? Yeah, we're going to warm up Liam Hendriks to come in and pitch in the 7th inning. So Manning facing Amaya here in the top of the 7th, leading off for the Cubs. Here's the 1-strike count and the pitch from Manning. And there's a drive, center field. Heading over is the center fielder, Cameron. He looks up and makes the catch for out number 1. Next up, Thairo Estrada with 1 out, nobody on. Manning working with a 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch. And there's a drive to right field. Going back is the right fielder toward the warning track. He's going to look up and have room and make the catch for out number 2. So Nico Hoerner now the batter with 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 7th inning in a tie ball game. Here's the 1-strike count and the pitch to Nico Hoerner. And he's going to line that one past. Oh, and at the first baseman, a diving play will end the inning. So the Cubs go down in order. We go down to the bottom of the 7th as it's time to stretch here in Detroit in a tie ball game. All right, Liam Hendriks is ready to come in. He is going to be brought in to throw the 7th inning of this 1-1 tie in Detroit. Cameron facing Hendriks, the Tigers' leadoff hitter. Hendriks has thrown 14 2/3 innings, walked 4, struck out 19 with a 2.45 ERA. Hendriks working with a 1-2 count. He's looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. He swung at one that was down at his shoe tops. That is the first out of the inning, first strikeout recorded by Liam Hendriks. Next up is Castro with 1 out, nobody on. Here comes the pitch from Hendriks. And a pop-up on the infield. Correa coming over, he calls off Hoerner and makes the catch for out number 2. And now Cruz the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Here is the 1-2 count and the pitch to Nelson Cruz, and that is strike 3 right on the inside corner. So Liam Hendriks works a perfect 7th. We go to the top of the 8th of a 1-1 tie. And now David McKay comes out of the Tigers bullpen, and nobody is happier to see Manning off of that mound than the Cubs bullpen and dugout right now. So David McKay comes into the game. He's thrown 12 innings, walked 12, struck out 16 with an ERA of 6. We're also going to warm up a reliever in the Cub bullpen, and it is going to be Blake Taylor. Now, Correa facing McKay in the top of the 8th inning, leading off for the Cubs. Here's a 1-2 count. McKay looking for the sign and delivering the pitch. And there's a liner up the middle. That'll be a leadoff single for Carlos Correa as he stops at first with a base hit. So Correa over on first, and we're going to go ahead and pinch run for Correa. We're going to pinch run, I believe, yes, with Ehire Adrianza. And he is going to stay in the game and play shortstop. So Adrianza now at first. Bryce Harper the batter, top of the 8th inning. Tie ball game. McKay working with a 1-2 count. Here is the pitch to Harper. And that is strike 3 called right at the knees. The fastball at 94 blasted it right by him. George Springer now the batter. 1 out, 1 man on. Be looking for an opportunity to start the runner here with Springer at bat. Let's see what the first pitch is. And there's a drive down the left field line. That's going to drop in for a base hit. The left fielder plays it on a hop. The Cubs now have first and second with 1 out, and Danny Santana the batter. So again, be looking for an opportunity to start the runners here with Santana at the plate. Here's the first pitch to Danny Santana, and he swings and misses for strike 1. So that was a fastball. We're now going to attempt the double steal on the second pitch of this sequence. Here we go. That's a throw down to second that time, and the runner is safe. So the double steal is successful. The Cubs now have second and third with 1 away here in the top of the 8th inning. Santana still standing in facing McKay. Here's the 2-strike pitch, and that's down low in the dirt for ball 1. So let's switch this back over to 1-pitch mode. And now Santana waiting for the 1-2 pitch, and that is strike 3 called, belt high breaking ball. That is the second out of the inning. And now Isaac Paradas is the batter. And Isaac Paradas is going to see a pinch hitter sent up for him, which is going to be Wilson Ramos. Well, if I pinch hit with Wilson Ramos, who is going to play third? That's the real question, isn't it? Oh, I have Estrada. Estrada can come off the DH spot and he can move to an infield position, so that'll be fine. So we're going to send Wilson Ramos up to pinch hit for Paradas here in the 8th inning with 2 outs, runners on second and third here in the top of the 8th. Ramos stepping up. He is 7 for 14 on the season with 4 RBIs. So a critical situation for the Cubs here. 2 outs, 2 men on, top of the 8th inning of a 1-1 tie. Ramos facing McKay. Here's the first pitch. And the ball gets away. It skips to the backstop, and the go-ahead run is going to score. So the Cubs now take a 2-1 lead on the wild pitch here in the top of the 8th inning. And now, Ramos continuing the at-bat to face McKay with another runner on third, George Springer, here in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Ramos. And there's a grounder over to first, picked up and stepping on the bases, the first baseman, and that is going to end the inning. So the Cubs take the lead on the wild pitch in the top of the 8th inning. It is a 2-1 contest here in Detroit. Now, the way this is going to work out, Estrada's going to be the guy who's going to go over to third, which means that we lose our designated hitter. Liam Hendriks is going to slot in to pitch. Well, he's going to pitch to one batter, and then Blake Taylor is going to come in to face Derek Dietrich here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And in the event that calamity should befall us, Edwin Diaz is going to start warming up now. So, Hendriks facing Frazier here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cubs now up by 1 in a 2-1 ball game. Here's the 1-strike count and the pitch from Hendriks. And there's a pop-up to right. Chasing is the right fielder. He looks up and makes the catch for out number 1. And now, Blake Taylor is warmed up, and he is going to be brought into this game to face Derek Dietrich with 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Blake Taylor coming in from the bullpen. The lefty Taylor facing the lefty Dietrich here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's a full count, and Taylor delivering the pitch. And that is low for ball 4, so the tying run has just been put on first, and now Candelario is the batter in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 out, 1 man on. Edwin Diaz apparently is already ready to come into this ball game. Not quite to that point yet, but let's see what happens. Taylor facing Candelario with a 2-strike count. Blake Taylor delivering the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Taylor now records the 2nd out of the inning, and Goodwin is the next batter. So what's going to happen is Taylor's going to be allowed to face Goodwin with 2 outs and 1 man on in the bottom of the 8th. If he cannot get Goodwin out to end this inning, then Edwin Diaz will end up coming in. So Taylor working, first pitch, and there's a grounder over to short. Correa has it, he picks it up, throws to second. They get the lead runner on the fielder's choice to end the inning. A very close play at second base. So we go to the top of the 9th now. It is still 2-1 in favor of the Cubs. Mike Tauchman leading off against the new Tiger pitcher Austin Brice here in the top of the 9th inning. Brice has thrown 10 2/3 innings, walked 3, struck out 14 with a 5.91 ERA. Tauchman swinging away at the first pitch from Brice. Brice is looking for the sign, and here is the delivery. And there's a grounder over to first, picked up on an error. He boots it over at first, and Tauchman's going to be safe on an error here in the top of the 9th inning. So the Cubs now have the leadoff runner on, and Miguel Amaya is the next batter. Amaya facing Brice in the top of the 9th inning, and we're going to be looking to get Tauchman going here because, well, Brice is a lot better at holding runners than the last pitcher was. We're just going to go ahead and we'll leave Tauchman over on first for the moment. So, Amaya with a 2-strike count, and he swings and misses for strike 3, so that is the first out of the inning. And now Thairo Estrada is the batter. With 1 out, 1 man on, Brice working to Estrada. Here's the first pitch, and he hits him square in the middle of the back. There have been so many hit batsmen just in these 2 games. There's still another game to play tomorrow. I don't know how the umpires are going to rein all this in, keep it under control. Now Nico Horner is the batter. He's 1 for 4 today. He's facing Brice with 1 out, 2 men on here in the top of the 9th inning. Cubs looking for insurance runs in a 1-run ball game. So, here is the pitch from Brice. And there's a grounder over to short. Picked up, thrown to second. The relay to first, and a 6-4-3 double play is going to end the inning. So the Cubs strand 2. They do not score. We go to the bottom of the 9th now of a 2-1 ball game. And Taylor is going to be relieved by Edwin Diaz here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Diaz is going to be coming to look in and record the save. He's going to face the 8, 9, and 1 batters in the Tigers lineup in the bottom of the 9th inning. Diaz has thrown 15 innings, walked 3, struck out 26, with an ERA of $1.80. So bottom of the 9th inning, Culberson the first batter for the Tigers. Here is the first pitch from Edwin Diaz. He is looking for the sign, staring down the batter, and here comes the pitch. And a drive to medium depth in left field. Coming in as the left fielder, he looks up and makes the catch for out number 1. Rogers now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Diaz facing Rogers with a full count. And here comes the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. He blew a fastball right by him at 96. And that is out number 2. So now with the Tigers down to their final out, Daz Cameron steps up to the plate. 2 outs, nobody on in the bottom of the 9th inning. Diaz with a 3-0 count, delivering the pitch. That is low. That is ball 4. So the walk is issued, and now the go-ahead run is on first. And Willie Castro is the batter for the Tigers with 2 outs and 1 man on in the bottom of the 9th inning. Diaz working with a 1-strike count. And there's a grounder over to second. Picked up by Hoerner. He throws to first, and that will end the game. So Diaz records the save, and the Cubs are victorious 2-1 here in Detroit. We see that the player of today's game is, in fact, the Tigers' Matt Manning. He went 7 innings of 3-hit 1-run baseball with 4 walks and 6 strikeouts. The Cubs' Lance McCullers, who started the game, went 5 1/3 innings of 6-hit 1-run baseball with 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. That 1 run was a solo home run. So the Cubs' Liam Hendriks gets the win on the bullpen. He goes to 2-0. Taylor gets a hold, his 5th, and Edwin Diaz records his 11th save of the season. The Cubs now improve to 26-12, while the Tigers drop to 18-22. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.